Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Monday, August 15th, 2022. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson.
The works here was extensive. There was a complete new installation of a fuel dispensing system with all the necessary instruments that accompanies that. There's a complete new electrical system with this new pumping system, new safety systems that's been added, a new pump and a new fuel tank. A 6,000-gallon fuel tank has been added on the western side of the property. It's a split tank. It's one tank that's split between diesel and gasoline. And of course, a wonderful canopy, overhead canopy, has been constructed here also. The works here would have commenced sometime in April. There was a few delays, logistical delays that we encountered along the way that delayed the works slightly, with materials, shipping, that type of thing. But the work has progressed, and we are pretty much pleased with the quality and the final product that we see here. And as I said, the system is up and running at this moment, and we have been using it for the past probably a month now.
Director of the Public Works Department, Jevon Williams, speaking on the progress of the Public Works Repair Shop project located at Prospect. Williams was speaking during an interview with the Department of Information on Friday, August 12, 2022, in the presence of Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Spencer Brand, and Supervisor of Dispensation at the Public Works Repair Shop, Samuel James. Minister Brand expressed gratitude to the Nevis Island Assembly Cabinet, the Director of Public Works, Jevon Williams, and the Sol Group, and he also registered his satisfaction with the progress of the project.
I am indeed satisfied of the near completion or practical completion of this initiative. I believe that at the end of the day, my aim was, and the government aim was, to ensure greater safety at the Public Works dispensation station here at Prospect. And for me, safety was a big thing when I visited at that site when I became the minister. I am also delighted to see that the workers who would be handling the fuel would not only feel a lot safer, but they would be doing their job in a much more efficient manner. And I also believe that there would be greater accountability of the fuel that is being dispensed here at the government repair shop. At the end of it, in my mind, I am very satisfied, and I am hoping that the persons who will be working here, Mr. James and the other staff members, would not only care the facility, but would always put safety first.
The project commenced in April of 2022. Following the swearing-in of Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Terence Michael Drew on August 6th, the other ministers of St. Kitts and Nevis's federal government were officially sworn in and assigned ministerial portfolios on Saturday, August 13th, during a ceremony held at Warner Park Cricket Stadium. Following the announcement of their new ministerial portfolios, the new federal cabinet, led by Prime Minister Drew, took the oath of office, the oath of allegiance, and the oath of secrecy. In delivering remarks, Prime Minister Drew said that the selection of ministers of government was strategic. Believe me when I tell you that the cabinet selection process was done carefully and systematically. Governance is serious business, and your government must be responsive, effective, and efficient, because that is what you voted for, said Prime Minister Drew. Fellow citizens and residents, you have trusted me with the leadership of the government. I, in turn, have confidence in my team. Their selection was not a popularity contest. Rather, I have to ensure that each ministry and each statutory corporation has ministers who are competent, empathetic, respectful, compassionate, accountable, and energetic. I believe we have such ministers. For the next 5 years, Prime Minister Drew will serve the country as the Minister of Finance, National Security, Citizenship and Immigration, Health and Social Security. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, assumes responsibilities for the Ministry of Education, Youth, Social Development, Gender Affairs, Aging and Disabilities. The Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas was assigned the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Economic Development, International Trade, Investments, as well as Industry and Commerce. The Ministry of Public Infrastructure and Utilities, Transport, Information, Communication and Technology and Post will be led by the Honorable Conris Maynard, while the Honorable Samuel Duggins serves as Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Marine Resources, Cooperatives, Entrepreneurship and Creative Economy. The Honorable Marsha Henderson will lead the Ministries of Tourism, Civil Aviation and Urban Development. The Honorable Garth Wilkin will serve as St. Kitts and Nevis Attorney General and Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs, while Senator the Honorable Dr. Joel Clark assumes leadership of the Ministries of Sustainable Development, Environment, Climate Action and Constituency Empowerment. The Honorable Iseline Phillip was appointed as a senator in the National Assembly. The ceremony was witnessed by scores of supporters, senior government officials, members of the clergy, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, heads of government, specially invited guests from across the region and locally, members of the media and civil society. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Terence Michael Drew, advised his newly sworn-in cabinet of ministers to get to work and deliver on the people's agenda in a timely and efficient manner. Prime Minister Drew was at the time delivering remarks at the swearing-in ceremony of the members of cabinet on Saturday, August 13th, 2022 at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium. Fellow citizens and residents, you have heard the names of the cabinet members and their portfolios. I am grateful to them for accepting the portfolios I assigned. They have accepted the call to service before God and you, the people. They have taken their oaths. It is now time to get to work to deliver results according to the agreed performance objectives and timelines. You are to hold us accountable for the good that we can and must do, said Prime Minister Drew. The Honorable Prime Minister noted that the government will continue to work for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Fellow citizens and residents, your government is already working for you, and we pledge to continue working on your behalf each and every day for the next 5 years and beyond. You elected us to own and deliver clean energy such as solar, and we must do that, said Prime Minister Drew. We are ready to deliver on our promises. We are your humble and willing servants. The August 5th general elections are now behind us. Yes, analyses of the results will continue. However, it is time for your government to get to work. There is much to be done to repair and restore our beloved federation. The Prime Minister added that the offices of all ministers of government will be offices of service. Still to come, PM Drew instructs that all COVID-19 related health and travel restrictions be removed. The details after this break.
Taxes are the lifeblood of a nation. Feel good about what your tax dollars do in Nevis. As a responsible citizen, your tax dollars protect our environment. Pay your taxes on time. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis.
Be a responsible citizen.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew has promised that his newly sworn-in government will assist parents who need financial assistance to get the necessary overseas medical care for their sick children. While addressing thousands at the swearing-in ceremony of his cabinet at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium on August 13th, 2022, Prime Minister Dr. Drew, who is a medical doctor by profession and the Minister of Health, said that it breaks his hard to see sick children suffer and even die because their parents cannot afford the required medical care overseas. On the campaign trail, I often spoke of the hardships faced by parents who had children who were in dire need of advanced medical care that is not available here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Often, these parents had to have multiple takeaway dinners, barbecues, seek help through social media campaigns, and take sponsorships around just to try to raise the much-needed funds to take their sick child overseas. My heart aches for those parents who have lost their little ones, especially those who have recently passed away, said Prime Minister Dr. Drew. As a father and a medical doctor, I cannot bear to see parents and children suffer in this manner. Therefore, your government will ensure that it provides all the financial assistance needed for any child who must seek special medical care overseas, he added. Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, the newly sworn-in Minister of Health in St. Kitts and Nevis, has announced that all COVID-19 related health and travel restrictions implemented in 2020 to contain the COVID-19 virus that has wreaked havoc on economies, lives and livelihoods globally for the past 2 years be removed. Speaking at the swearing-in ceremony of the Cabinet on August 13, 2022 at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium in Bastille, Prime Minister Dr. Drew said that his administration is about improving people's lives and livelihoods. For many months, well before the election campaign began, I challenged the former government continuously to end the travel restrictions placed on our people that no longer had any scientific or medical merit. Therefore, I have instructed that forthwith all COVID-19 related health and travel restrictions be removed. Prime Minister Dr. Drew said to loud applause from the audience. And that's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Ronti Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.